sasa Bwana, lakini umenipigania. Niseme nini zaidi ya kusema asante? Hata sasa Bwana, lakini umenipigania. Niseme nini zaidi ya kusema asante? Safari yangu ya maisha haijawahi kuwa rahisi.
Yeah, brothers and sisters, good morning and welcome to our morning breakfast. As usual, I'm Ambassador Kioko. Today is the month of June. First, I want to welcome you to the month of June, which is the second part of the year and the last part of it. I remember the month of January, we launched our year's theme, our new year's theme, which was walking faithfully with God. And so far, I don't know what you have experienced so far walking with God for the first 6 months. But I can tell you that it has been marvelous and wonderful in the morning breakfast where we have walked with the Lord up to this far. Now today, as usual, I'm back again in the morning breakfast with a verse. And today I want us first also to reflect on our year's theme that we launched the 1st of January 2025. Walking faithfully with God this year in all walks of our life. And karibuni sana again to the morning breakfast. It's a new day, a new month, and therefore our strength is refreshed. As usual, we teach, and our teaching is about moral values and life's principles that will govern us and lead us in this life. So, guiding me in the book of Genesis, the 5th chapter, verse 22. And then the Bible says, I'll resume. Let's start from verse 21. The Bible says, when Enoch had lived 65 years, he became the father of Methuselah. After he became the father of Methuselah, Enoch walked faithfully with God 300 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Enoch lived a total of 365 years. Enoch walked faithfully with God, then he was no more, because God took him away. So that is our governing principle this year. It's about Enoch. He was a man of faith. When you go to the book of Hebrews, Enoch is termed as a man of faith. And therefore today in this morning breakfast, we reflect more on Enoch and how he walked faithfully with God. The book of Genesis, it means about the beginning of everything. And therefore we see in the beginning, it is important to begin with God, just as Enoch began with God. And he kept it as a culture of his life to walk faithfully with God in his life. And therefore, the Bible in the book of Genesis, chapter 5, in that 22nd chapter to 24th verse, it says and describes that Enoch closed a relationship with God. It signifies a life of faith and devotion where God was a constant present and also experiencing God's presence in its life. And therefore, it continues to tell us, Enoch walked faithfully with God until he was no more, because God took him away. So, we don't see any account that Enoch died. He is one of the two people in the Bible's history that we have never known whether they died, but we know that they lived because God took them away. So, I want us to reflect on the importance of walking faithfully with God. And what is the meaning of walking with God? So, in the biblical context, walking with God is more than just physical proximity. This is about a deep, intimate relationship. Deep, intimate relationship with God. And also characterized by faith, confidence, obedience, and a desire for God's presence. And remember, in the beginning of this year, we prayed a prayer that God will declare and also pray of our need for thy presence. So that means Enoch had God's presence in his life, walking faithfully with God, having relationship with him, becoming intimate with him. In this deep relationship is what is going to make you to walk with God. And therefore Enoch is a good example of how we Christians can walk with God. So when we study about Enoch's specific life, specific case, in that book of Genesis chapter 5, the Bible states that Enoch walked with God. And he was not, or he was no more, for God took him away. So we see that Enoch, God came through for him. He intervened in his life and even taking him into his presence without having to die. Because Enoch did not die. He was taken away. And the reason why he was taken away is that he is bearing witness to humankind together with Elijah, so that he will be a witness that you did this because he is a human. So God will need witnesses during the judgment day. And Enoch is one of them who will be used to testify against you for the things that you did on earth. So, my friend, do good deeds because the day of judgment is coming. And that is why the morning breakfast is coming to you to encourage you to walk faithfully with God. Now, when the Bible tells us that Enoch walked faithfully with God, it says that Enoch knew and experienced the nearness, being close to God, the nearness. He had fellowship with God and the closeness to God. God was so much part of his daily life, and that presence helped Enoch so much to walk with him. It also offered guidance to him, where at the center of his life, God was there, because he knew God and he had fellowship with God. So this event, known as Enoch's translation, whereby Enoch is becoming near to God, having relationship with God, becoming close to God, having God's guidance, is the translation which is giving us as Christian the significance of walking with God and a reward that will be given to those who walk with God, because at the end of the day, God will come for you. And then, one thing we see about Enoch and his relationship and working with God is about faith and obedience. So Enoch's life serves as an example of how faith and obedience to God can lead to a special relationship with Him and ultimately to be a blessed person at the end. Because we see Enoch walked faithfully with God. Then he was no more because God took him away. So faith was there. You cannot walk with God without faith. We say faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen, that we have hope they will come to pass. And therefore, for you to walk with God, you must be a man of faith. It is impossible to please God without faith. Remember. Therefore, to walk faithfully with God, you must be a man of faith and a man of obedience. Obedience is the key to God's blessing. Because in the book of Deuteronomy 28, it tells us, when you obey, this blessing shall follow you. You shall be blessed in the city and in the country. Your womb will be blessed. Your flocks will be blessed. Your storehouse will be, these are the blessedness that follows a man of obedience. And therefore we see that Caleb was a man of faith and a man of obedience, therefore attracting God's obedience. Now, The book of Hebrews terms also Enoch as a man of faith, where it says, by faith Enoch was taken up, so that he should not see death. And he was not found, because God had taken him. So this one gives us the advantage of walking faithfully with God. That at the end of the day, you shall be invited into his presence, into his kingdom, walking faithfully with God. For the first 6 months, we have emphasized on this theme, walking faithfully with God, and the benefit. One of the benefits that we are going to have is the blessedness of God. This year, those who walk with God shall see the benefit of walking with God. And also, your faith is going to be strengthened. Your hope is going to be strengthened, because we know our hope is not in vain. Therefore, the benefits are coming, being close to God, being near to his presence, and also having fellowship with them. The closeness of God is going to walk with you. And when God is above and is directing you, and when you are walking with God, everything in your life is going to work. So it doesn't matter what you are going through. The morning breakfast is here to remind you that walking faithfully with God is one of the key things that we must keep this year. May we continue to be blessed. Tukabarikiwe sana mwezi huu wa 7, the year of the Lord 2025. So as we continue to press on implementing our plans and also living our life to the fullest, let us remember to keep this into practical. God to be near us, to be close to God, and also to shine wherever we shall go. I wish you a blessed day, a blessed week, and a blessed new month, the month of July, and also a blessed the last part of the year 2025. May God bless you, and may you continue to be faithful to the morning breakfast. We will continue to get in touch with this life principle. I wish you all the best, and may God be with you. Shalom, shalom.